Well, good morning. I told you often that I like remote camping. Well, here's one. The only sound is the zips and the clips and the clicks and the tinks coming from our remote campsite. As we head west, we still have about 8 days, maybe 9, to get to our home in Perth. I keep reminding her, driving along, and I keep saying to Heiner, man, this is a big country, because you drive the entire day. Nothing changes. That's what I love so much about it. But the place we are camped now, it's so incredibly green, and obviously an area of, there's an underground stream, and you can see the ground around us here is cracked because it has been underwater for a long period of time, and now the water has settled down and the ground has cracked. And well, it wasn't a difficult thing to find a campsite last night. Well, we're back on the road today. We're going to crack another crack at 800 kilometres today, and it's all gravel. Taking a short break. We've got a good 2 hours under our belt this morning, and just decided to stop, check out this memorial. This is the Rick Milosevic Memorial, the 2nd 14th Light Horse Regiment based in Queensland, the Queensland Mounted Infantry. It's actually a memorial to soldiers that have died in what I like to call senseless wars, where Australia has contributed its young men to fighting often hopeless and pointless causes. It's the world we live in. Senseless loss of young life. I think that memorials like this are not only apt but necessary to remind ourselves that it's just bloody stupid. I grew up in England, where the idea that the war was meant to preserve liberty and way of life and freedom, and there was something noble about it. In my lifetime, war has changed utterly. War is no longer about that. War is about money, making wealthy people wealthier. It's the sad truth about the modern world.
Bedourie or Birdsville, that's the big question.
Well, if we had to go to Birdsville, we would then have to cross Australia via the Simpson Desert. And I know some of you are probably asking, well, why don't you go that way? Well, because we haven't tested it yet. The testing is not conclusive enough for us to be able to say, yes, we are very confident that we could do a desert crossing. Mainly suspension and wheel rims. The wheel rims are not off-road rims, they're road rims. They're light duty, and we would be stretching them to the absolute maximum. A surprising piece of tarmac. We wanted to check the wheels, because something a bit strange is happening with the ride height and the shock absorbers. The car is level, absolutely level. The height is exactly the same, and yet the presets on the springs are different.
Yeah, the pre-tension on the spring on the left and right is different. Probably to get the vehicle level. But that means we got different travel length, left hand and right.
And left and right.
Varies about that much.
But it's running beautifully.
It is.
I think we've got the shock set now exactly right.
I feel good. The only thing that I'm not sure about is how much up travel have we got. We got plenty of down travel. I know that because I did see what happened when the car got weight on it, but I'm not sure where we're sitting. I think we're sitting that we've got about 2/3 is downstroke and 1/3 is upstroke, which ideally I think would be 50-50 or a bit less down but more upstroke. I think that would be ideal. Shockers don't even get there.
They're not even warm. Still, it hasn't been particularly rough today. The gravel has actually been quite easy today.
Yeah.
Not particularly rough at all. So I wonder how long this tar piece goes for.
I think Beduri.
Right, it's about
And
70
then a
k's.
little bit further, and then when we turn left, I think we hit gravel again.
Gravel again.
Almost all the way until Alice. So there's probably, I think, 600 to 700 k's.
We are learning a lot, but I'm still unsatisfied with the way the Headspace camper opens up and is packed away.
Fill us in, Andrew. What's happening this morning?
So I'm going to now try and, it's kind of a part of this whole experiment, struggling with the roof conversion, closing and opening it. And what I'm going to do this morning is I'm going to drop things onto the ground indiscriminately, and then I'm going to try and close it on my own without any help at all to see if it's possible. Because it's a lot heavier than the troopy conversion, so it needs a lot more manhandling. All right, so I grab the strap, and then I pull it down, and then hold on to it, and then I pull. But now what it actually needs is it needs a knot here, so I can grab and pull. Okay, so that would be a good addition. So, but there, it's closed. Now I pack this away. I've learnt. I pack this after I've clamped it on the outside. It's actually quite effective in that I have very little to deal with of this, but I do have some. Some mornings it's a little better than others. Let's pack this away. Okay, so, and it's still quite new, this fabric, so it's quite stiff. Now the way I opened it was I just lifted one side. I didn't try and open it from the inside. I found that too difficult. But you know what would be really, really useful here? Is a handle here to pull it down. Right here. Would make a massive difference, because I've got to pull this down and clamp it. I can do it, but I've got to do it with one hand, so it's a little tricky. So if I had a handle, make it a lot easier, and then I would just pull the handle down while I close this. So it's possible, but with a little bit of design work, and as I'm probably repeating myself, it's a development project. It's helping Headspace understand the use case, how people will use it, and how to improve the design. Again here, if I had a handle to hold on to here, it would be massively useful. And now, because I don't think I'm going to be able to close this, I don't think I'm going to be able to. I'm going to get Heiner to help me with this bit. If I had a handle here, I would be able to, almost guaranteed. It just needs refining, that's all.
Yes.
Just needs refining. Now the idea of electric struts would be very nice, but an electric strut won't do the last part. The electric strut will help open and close it, but that clamping down, you need some help. A couple of handles, I think, might be enough.
The last part, if you have got some hooks that come in,
yes,
that you push out, and then they lift the roof, and the last bit they come down, and then it pulls the hooks in,
right,
and that clamps the tent down.
Okay.
It's just a two-stage mechanism that you can build for that.
Something.
And you might not even need external clamps anymore, because you can clamp it internally.
And we know that Ollie, who's developing this, you weren't that happy with that outside clip. Yeah, we'll hopefully we can help you work on a solution.
We'll think about something very complicated and then leave it to you to design and develop that.
So we've done a little more than 500 kilometres already. We've had lunch at Wandara, which is a lovely little quaint, typical Queensland outback town. And now, really this morning we drove through nothing. Yeah, there was a bit of something, but it was mostly nothing. And now it is all nothing. Until we get to Alice Springs, which is still nothing, but it's very concentrated. Well, this is a town of Buduri, where Channel Country meets the Simpson Desert. Population 143, and we're stopping here for fuel. We're actually doing really well. Beautiful drive this morning. Lots of kangaroos, a couple of emus. We saw one car during the whole morning's drive. Time for a cold Coke before we get going, I reckon. God, I love this kind of travel. You have no particular place to be at any particular time. Just driving across the country. So the sense of freedom is fantastic. And the fact that we're testing the van is just making things so much more interesting and entertaining. It really is a lovely thing to do. Keep looking at the van, thinking, oh, it looks so good. Tobermory Station is where we're going to spend the night. I thought I'll just bring out a camera and show you this. This is, I think, the longest road train that I have yet seen. It would be approximately 60 meters long. And this is a private cattle station where they've set up lodging for the night and a fueling service. It's got 4 interconnected trailers on this rig, and when you see one coming towards you, you get off the road. They are quite something to see when they drive on these long stretches of gravel. The longest road trains in Australia are found in the Northern Territory.
You know, I always wanted to say that, but pretty impressive when it's fully erect, hey? I haven't got money.
Alright, so they have a 4X Gold, 4X Bitter, Great Northern Original, Great Northern Super Crisp, Victoria Bitter, no we won't have that, Emu Export and Han 3.5.
I think 4X Gold.
4X Gold? Yeah, I'll have one of those too.
Yeah?
Yeah, do, when you're in Rome, do what the Northern Australians do.
Fresh from the can. I've got a 6 and a 7. Well, you can decide. I think you look more like a 6. I'll take the 7.
A fly got on my ear earlier, and ever since then it's itching me. Cheers to the viewers, cheers to you. You do know that we're sitting underneath a windmill. Impressive, isn't it? Look at that, enormous windmill that we're sitting underneath.
I like these iconic Outback. It's not the only one. There's stations, stays, camps. You know, this is. I'm not sure where else you find this in the world, but this is as Outback as it gets.
It's uniquely Australian. That is the right way of using the word unique, but it is something that is not found. It has its own style and its own flavour, and it's the fact that we're sitting under windmills, and that itself is unique. The road train that's close to 60 meters long, that's unique. You know,
and being so far away from everything, I think you feel it when you're in a place where you're so far away from everything. There's a certain feel about it.
Every person that has arrived here has spent day after day after day in their cars.
Yes.
There's no other way of getting here. So it brings people together.
It does.
You know, and every now and again, while I love wild camping, there's nobody around, sometimes when you want to get a taste of the local flavour. There you go. That's the local flavour here, mate. Yeah, there it is. Right on you. It's not bad at all, actually. And I noticed earlier when we arrived, there were two cowboys. They're station hands. Those of you in North America would call them cowboys. Genuine cowboys. These are men and women who work on the stations. That's their life, their lifestyle. And I've spoken to some of them, and they love it. And they look rough and ready. They've got big hats, and they are part of the land.
Yeah. It is tough work, but I think it's really rewarding to have a job like this.
Yeah.
Being out every day.
And you know, I hate noise and I get troubled by noise, but the fact that truck has been there for the last hour, refueling the tanks here with diesel, the noise doesn't bug me. It's not annoying me because it's part of this. It's a working station. It's a fantastic part of touring Australia. It really is. Well, good morning. This is our morning here. Yes, the galahs are here, and they're making sure everybody knows that they're here, and welcoming everybody to this campsite. I think tonight we might just camp at the side of the road because we won't have the wonders of the galahs in the trees, which are truly awesome. There was a generator that kind of was buzzing and quite noisy all night, but apart from that, slept well. Sourdough toasties. Well, Heina's doing that. So the local greeting is "Yai." Yai. That's the local greeting. It's "See you, mate." Yai.
It means, how you going, mate? Beautiful day. Sun's gonna be out pretty much all day. Brekkie was quite good. Sun should be out, yeah, all the time. So, you know, unless there's anything else, I'll be off on my helicopter now.
I'm purposefully driving in the roughest part of the road. I'm putting my wheels in the biggest hole, the worst bit. This piece of corrugation right here. This is nasty corrugations. Well, not the worst I've ever seen, but it's horrible. It's unbelievable how this thing rides corrugations. There's something wrong with it.
And you say that driving a delivery van.
I'm driving a delivery van. It's my van. Lieutenant Dan. It's wow. It's a lot better than the 70. The 76 does not handle this even close. I don't even think the Hilux handles that even remotely. You get these ridges of sand. And when you drift the car over the ridge of the sand, you'll feel the car slightly sway a little bit as it goes from the wheels go over a ridge of sand to the next, favourable track to put your wheels. You do that.
Yeah.
This thing, nothing. No drifting, it just moves.
And that is really bad corrugations you're hitting right there. But you brace for impact and then nothing happens.
I'm astonished on how good this thing is at corrugation. That has surprised me. This then is Tarleton Downs, located on the Plenty Highway as we head west towards Alice Springs. This is the remains of a missile that was flown here soon after the end of the Second World War. It was part of the Cold War, early Cold War rearmament in the United States. And you can actually see inside it, there are a number of sensors, lots of cables and wires. And Australia actually had a very big part to play in the Cold War. There was nuclear testing here. They detonated a nuclear device in South Australia during the Cold War. And this particular piece of hardware actually was part of a missile that crashed in this part of the Northern Territory. It's pretty fantastic if you look at it. An amazing story. What do you think of about that?
Is that right? It's got 44-gallon drum thrusters.
Oh, that's because they couldn't afford real thrusters. They couldn't afford them, and it was in the Outbacks, and so so what I told you now is absolutely, I mean, it is complete bullshit. Yeah, I made it all up. I have no idea what this thing is. We couldn't figure out what it was. No idea at all.
Looks good so far. Nothing's come loose.
Suspension's all good.
It is.
It's been rough the last hour. It's actually been very rough in the last hour. Really shaking it up a lot. The shock absorbers are quite cool, and they've been working hard, and they are vaguely warm, honestly. Not even as warm as I mean, yeah, it's slightly warmer than ambient. So, which is very good news. That's a big thing about shocks. When they get hot, they cavitate, and of course they stop working. The idea is you keep them cool, and the tires are really quite cool. And we were worried about the slider. The mechanism of the slider is still working absolutely perfectly, absolutely faultlessly. There's no undue, doesn't rattle at all. Some of the panels are rattling. Some I noticed next to my next to my ear, that pedal's got a bit of a rattle on it.
The B pillar on this
Yes.
side does as well.
Yeah. Is that rattling?
I think that might have got something to do with it.
I think that's got a bit of a rattle. It's been really nice to drive on the gravel. Behaves itself extremely well.
Have you noticed that we've completely stopped checking the electrical system?
That's right. We
just drive.
That's what happened last time when we drove to Perth to Melbourne.
It's
After 3 or 4 days, we realised
because we're like it just works. It just works. It just works.
All we're doing now is shaking it a lot.
Yeah, shaking the circuit board a lot. It's probably another thing that we should check how.
We should, and of course you have a diagnostic system in there that when you turn it on, there's a buzz.
Yeah.
And if it lost charge current, there would be a buzz.
If there would be any fault that the alternator controller detects, it will start to go beep, and we will know there's a problem with it.
And it hasn't beeped yet.
Just beeps the first 2 seconds when you turn it on, just to give you the diagnostic system is active, turns off. But that's all we've heard so far. So.
This is the Aratunga historical site. This is a jail cell. Imagine how hot it must have got in here. This guy here wrote his initials and then would tick off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That would have been a week. That would have been maybe 2 weeks. There's a week, there's a week, there's a week, there's a week, there's a week. I wonder what he did to deserve that. We are a little over halfway to our homes in Perth. The time now to find a place to camp. Okay, the wind is coming from there.
I thought so.
So we would like to park the car 180 degrees from where you are now. And I wanted to mention also about, this is the first time I've travelled with a Swiss Army knife in my kit as a regular thing that I'm using for many, many years, and I had forgotten how damn useful and nice they are to use.
You should probably say thank you because somebody sent that to us.
A fan of the show, of our show, sent us these. Thank you. Love it. I'm going to get some more. Your good health, sir.
Cheers, mate.
Oh, and it's chilly now. Really quite chilly.
Fire's perfect now. It was a tough drive though, but we learned a lot. We learned a lot about the suspension, the handling.
Yes. We need to tweak it. We think we can get it better using the existing spring set shocks. We think we can get it better.
It just needs a little bit more. It's just
A little more.
a bit
It's
more trouble.
because on the corrugations, it was phenomenal on corrugations. But when you go through a yump, the front shocks bottom too easily.
Yeah.
And that's something that we need to work on. So as good as and as much as I've gone on and on about how great it is,
That still needs tweaking.
it's
Not quite there.
we're not quite there.
But I think to me, it's a thing. I already got a rough idea on how we can achieve that. Because all it takes is that much more travel in the shock will be good.
Yeah. So apart from that, the electrical thing, we looked at it once today and
It just works.
it's just working, which is fantastic. And we're having another one of Gwyn's meals. This is Gwyn's freeze-dried. She freeze-dries it at home. Spaghetti bolognese. Add water.
You know, first I thought, God, that sounds disgusting. It is so good and so easy. We've only had one of these so far, and Andrew is actually cooking, which never happens, but with that, he does. And it's good. It's really good food.
And I'm good.
Like
I
that.
boil the water beautifully.
Yeah.
You've got to admit.
Yeah.
I mean, really. After a brief and pleasant stop in Alice Springs, we're continuing our journey west towards the Kings Canyon, Uluru, and the border with Western Australia. We are now leaving Alice Springs. I have an apology to make to anybody who I have ever offended by mentioning that there was no culture in Alice Springs. I like Alice. I just like the place. It's kind of got a bohemian kind of vibe to it. The coffee shop this morning was great. Last night in the pub, it's called Saloon. It's a proper Australian saloon. It was fantastic. It was wonderful. And I'm actually sorry to leave Alice Springs. I had in my mind a preconceived idea of what Alice might be like. It's not like that. Anyway, we're leaving and we're heading to a place called Kings Canyon on our way west. We're at the second half of our trip now, and it will take us 7 days to reach our home in Perth. This road to Kings Canyon to us looks like the ideal place to do a shock absorber test. And we're driving a little faster than we might. The road is very badly corrugated, very rough, and we've now been driving at an average speed of about between 80 and 90 kilometres an hour, and we're going to go and see if the shock absorbers are hot and how hot they are. The tyres both at 2.5 bar. It's not particularly warm. The operating pressures of those tyres right now is probably somewhere between 2.5 and 3 bar. We're going to drive for another hour, and then we're going to check them out. All right, so now before we do anything, we're going to check. This is just careful that they could be very, very hot. That was a good couple of hours.
Tires should be warm too.
Right. It's unbelievable.
There's nothing.
It's unbelievable.
They're even cold at
that
the
is
bottom.
Unbelievable. They're cold at the bottom.
They did proper.
I mean, that we beat them up. We just beat them up. There's no question. We just beat these shocks up. They're not even warm.
I could have not tested them any harder.
No.
We were sliding sideways over the corrugations because I was hitting them.
That's warm. Okay, it's warm. Is that warm? That's cool. The one with the fins on it is cool.
The tire is warmer than the shock.
And
I can tell you that. Even the line here is... Feel that? The tire is warmer.
Unbelievable. Actually, it's unbelievable.
I mean, these are seriously good shocks. It's unbelievable how good they are. I think they're at least on par with the shocks that I've got in my 70 and Hilux.
We overtook, there was a Land Cruiser 79, there was a Land Cruiser 300, and there was a Suzuki Jimny, and we overtook them.
Yeah.
They were going considerably slower than we were. They were probably going a sensible speed. We were pushing it because we wanted to try and break it. We wouldn't be able to drive any faster than we did. No. Really.
And maybe a little bit, but the road would have had to be closed for that because it would be dangerous.
No, but there would be now erring on unsafe. So I am absolutely amazed. They didn't even break a sweat.
Before that.
And bull bar's good.
No, I think we should check that.
I think it's looser than it was.
I think so too. Shit, Andrew.
What?
The bottom has snapped.
Huh?
The bottom mounts have snapped. Yeah. Have a look yourself. Snapped on both sides.
Yeah.
It's good that we found that, because there's some R&D right there. It's part of the process. This is the first bull bar made for this, at this weight, using mounts. Everything's a question mark with this. So it's good that we found that. I mean, we have to think about how to fix that, but we're already thinking about different ways, together with the guys from Cruiser Company, how to stiffen up the front mount. And I mean, this proves that this is necessary. So it's good part of R&D that we're doing right here. We just have to think about a way now how we fix this, because there's over 1,000 kilometers of corrugation still ahead of us, and the last thing we want to do is lose this and drive over it, because that would definitely be the tow truck home, and maybe even an ambulance.
We have to deal with the fact that it's broken and it will continue to break. So we're going to take it easy on the road. Our testing for suspension and everything, done.
Well, we've done that, yeah.
Okay, right. We've done that. So testing of the bull bar, done.
Yeah,
we found a weakness.
We broke it.
We broke it. So now we've got to get home. Getting home.
I mean, I always like to think worst case scenarios. What's the worst case scenario here? Absolute worst case scenarios keeps cracking. It will not fall off like that.
No.
And we realize it's now getting dangerous and it might fall off. That means we unbolt it and we leave it somewhere.
And we'll have to leave it somewhere.
Oh, we've still got ratchet straps, right?
Yeah, we do.
What we could do, because this is the problem, the movement. We could put a ratchet strap through here and strap it to the K-frame. You know, make it go underneath here so it sits under the radiator. It's not going to hit it. We put tension on it. That takes away the flex from the bar, which should then stop
reduce
the fatigue cracks going further.
Cracking that's going to go further. Do you want to do that now?
I think it would be a good idea to do that as soon as possible, because as soon as it keeps cracking, it will be
and the road is terrible. The road is really bad, this road.
So I think you make lunch, I'll fix the bull bar. mean, all we want to do is take the movement away.
That's
gone.
it's almost gone, hey?
Yeah. I'll put a cable tie around this or two to make sure this can't open up.
Yes.
And I cut this short.
Cut it short in case. Right. Continue. I'll take over from here. We've got about 40 k's before Kings Canyon. This road is horrible. So I'm going to take it a little bit easier now. We don't want to tempt fate. And we have to check the bar constantly. And if we can find, we've got about 1,000 kilometers of gravel left on our trip and about 1,000 of asphalt. So we're going to have to take it very carefully on the gravel and continuously check the bar. That's what this trip was for. Kings Canyon refuel stop. We're getting about average 15.5 litres per 100 kilometres, which gives us, with the 110 litre extended range fuel tank supplied by bus 4x4, a comfortable range of 650. On the outside, 700, not more. That is the biggest single drawback of high ace. I would need, for my kind of travelling, a minimum of 1,200 kilometers per tank, which is close to double what I've got at the moment. So I would need to look closely at solutions for that. The solution offered by bus 4x4 is now a 130 litre tank. That's not big enough. It needs to be, I need to carry about 180 minimum litres, ideally 200 litres of fuel. That needs some work.
I think they're pretty close to.
I think they're done. I think those are done. I think those are perfect.
Nice.
Let's get a little bit of... Nice.
Here's your. That is yours.
Fantastic. Hi. Wind has died down perfectly. Eh?
So nice.
Got a bit chilly there for a while. It's perfect now.
God, I'm hungry. That was a busy day. Busy last, what, 2-3 hours?
Our morning coffee, this is Byron Bay Coffee Company. Byron Bay, for those of you who do not live in Australia or not altogether aware of the Australian, what would be the right word? Social climate. If you have something with the word Byron Bay on it, it means that you are an extremely cool person. We both feel now that we've kind of accomplished everything we set out to accomplish.
We're not back at Perth yet. That's the last.
Still got close to 2,000 to go. Half on gravel, half on asphalt. But in terms of the boxes that we needed ticked, we ticked them all.
All of them.
We say goodbye to the Northern Territory. Thank you very much for your hospitality, and we're now entering Western Australia. And in Western Australia, some of the laws and rules, the way they see life, is a little different from Northern Territory.
Glad to be back home in WA, because they've got sensible rules here. Camels are not allowed to use firearms.
Never before on a trip have I been stopped this often to ask questions about my rig.
We had that made in Thailand specifically for the car. from a company. Sorry? We're not quite sure about that yet because we're not really suspension people, but we couldn't find anything and we wanted to make this work. So, for those of you who do not know Western Australia very well, the road we're traveling on here is a dirt road where we've got 1,000 kilometers in that direction, nothing. 1,000 kilometers in the other direction, nothing. It's not all dirt road there, but still, there's a Luru and that's about it. And you can just keep going and going. And it's one of the 3 main artery roads that lead into Western Australia. So there's the Nullarbor Plain in the south, then there's up in the Kimberleys, and there's this road, the Great Central Road. And that's all the roads that lead into Western Australia from the eastern states. That is how remote Western Australia really is.
I just turned on the head lamps and could see distinct shaking on the ground.
Can you shake that bar a little bit, Andrew? Just give it a few hard impacts.
Sorry, I need to put the camera away. There's quite a bit of movement in the bullbar.
Alright, it needs a bit more now. That has actually come slightly loose.
Okay, you want to get another strap?
No, I just need to give it another click or 2.
Okay, the sun has just set. We've got a pretty long run before we settle in tonight. We're going to take lodging so that we've got another 2-day run into Perth. Not a lot of traffic on this road. It's probably about the 2nd or 3rd car we've seen today. I last drove this road in 2023 and I started to count, but didn't finish, the wrecks on the side of the road. But this time we've decided we're going to count them. About to pass it now. Yet another one. Wrecks of vehicles. I know I keep pointing my camera at wrecked vehicles. This is, I think, a Holden Jackaroo. I've seen on this trip, I haven't counted, but I reckon I'm well over 100 now.
This is the Outback spare parts store near Warburton. It's a self-serve store. Also, enter at your own risk.
There's a 60 series Land Cruiser. That's quite sad. 60 is a nice Land Cruiser. Careful of snakes. Be very aware of snakes. It looks like a Daihatsu.
It's got the 12-inch T engine in it.
It's got the what engine?
It's got the very nice 4-liter 6-cylinder diesel engine in it.
Yeah. Coat of paint, lick of paint, be good as new. This is a Ford, looks like a Ford pickup.
Look, and there's a Ferrari.
Okay. So there is a Ferrari. Unbelievable. Now we've been counting wrecks since we left Warburton. We are about 210 kilometres south of Warburton and we are at 63.
Yeah, somewhere in the mid.
So this is now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Another 10. So we're at 73 wrecks on the side of the road since then. There's a Delica or L300.
We're not quite sure.
It's a 4-wheel drive though. It is after all a Jeep. This then, it's a Jeep Cherokee, is the 100th wreck we have seen in our 600 kilometer trip south.
99. You can't count the Land Rover Defender. It was still driving. It was still driving.
Be fussy, okay. This is a nasty piece of road. Let's have a look at the...
It is a nasty piece of road. They are a little bit warm. They're almost as warm as the tires. This is the warmest I've... But it's also warmer today. It's 29 degrees. But, you know, look,
No, it's not hot.
I'm touching it. It's like,
No, that's not hot.
It's less than body temperature.
That's not hot. And the bullbar is still on. Okay.
I think our strap fix
No,
worked
well.
quite well. Did you see? I put cable ties around it so it cannot open up. Let's hope that stays that way.
Well, good morning on our final stretch of our run into Perth. The van looking a little bit battle scarred in that we had a good dose of rain and therefore a little bit of mud yesterday. We have about a 6-hour drive. We're in the town of Kalgoorlie. I want to thank all of you for watching the show. What's going to happen now is, of course, well, the van is far from complete. And we will be doing further development on the suspension, making suggestions to the Headspace camper folk for some adjustments on the ease of use of their wonderful camper. We have, of course, the 48-volt system. Now, the next stage is to put in it the proper batteries that can take the kind of charge current that this alternator can potentially deliver, and then do the next phase of testing of the 48-volt system with the ultimate goal. And I know a lot of you are asking this question: when is the 48-volt system going to be available for use? Our estimate, our hopeful estimate, is early 2026. It's unlikely to be earlier because we've got to test it again. Another long, challenging trip planned for October with the full system installed. And again, testing. Thank you so much for being with us on this wonderful trip.